And this is gonna be my first video. That's wild. All right, so basically,
Don't worry about me, I'm doing good, I'm doing great, alright. It's about to get ugly, flow so mean, I do.
wow. Okay, so hey guys, welcome to my channel. I really just wanted to give some tips, things I wish I would have known before I went to college. These are the tips that you need to have a hot girl semester. Okay?
Girl semester, you know what I'm saying? Real hot nerd ball.
Period. Um, I'm a sophomore. I'm going into my sophomore year at Kennesaw State University. I'm a history major, and there's really nothing else to say other than it's 4.0 season, and we're gonna do it. We're about to do it. In this video, I'm really just trying to help y'all. So this video is gonna be my top 10 tips for college freshmen. This is what I wish I would have known, like what I wish somebody would have told me, but the stuff I had to figure out myself. So I'm just gonna save you the first few months, and I'm just gonna tell you what I learned. So basically, I have my tips written down in my notebook. We can just get into it. So basically, my first tip is to stay on top of things. Things are gonna be moving fast, okay? They really are. Like when I tell you I was just a freshman last year, like that's crazy. So to stay on top of things, you gotta check your email often. I'm talking about daily. You have to check whatever website your professor uses or your institution uses. So whether it be D2L or Canvas or Blackboard or whatever y'all use, you need to be on that thing. So if it's an app, make sure you can get your notifications, your email notifications, because you know one day somebody's gonna email you an hour before class and tell you class canceled. Your professor is gonna do that. I'm telling you, they're going to. They're gonna tell you class is canceled. Sorry for the last minute. So just make sure you're checking those things for assignments, for cancellations, for like office hours, for all types of things. Number 2, make sure you have a planner. That's like very important. You need that so you can write down all your assignments, all your tests, all your everything. Once you print out your once you print out your syllabus for each class, it's gonna have every single assignment for the whole semester, usually. Every test, when every test is gonna be, when every assignment's gonna be due, when every project's gonna be due, quizzes, stuff like that. So just make sure you write all this stuff down in your planner at the beginning of the semester. So helpful. And then I can just go back and be like, okay, so when is my final gonna be? Like, what day? Like, what time? Like, that kind of stuff, you know? So the planner is very, very, very essential. Not just helpful, it's essential. You need that. I'm sorry. Like, you might not be a planner person, but you're gonna have to become one. My third tip is gonna be a little interesting. Kinda, yeah. So my third tip is be great at the beginning so you can slack towards the end. So I'm really gonna explain what I mean. So basically, the beginning of the semester will really, I feel like it maps out how the whole semester is gonna go. If you're skipping a bunch, failing tests, failing assignments, not turning stuff in at the beginning of the semester, you're really just, that's usually the path you're gonna go down for the rest of the semester. So for me, I do the opposite, okay? You feel me? So I'm acing tests as much as I can. Doing every single assignment. Coming to class all the time. When I'm doing that, then my grade is in a place where at the end of the semester, I might be able to get a C on the final and still get an A. It's that easy, like I'm telling y'all. Like if you just do what you need to do at the beginning, then you're not gonna be stressed out at the end. Like that has helped me so much with my procrastination. That literally, that tip, like once I figured that out, I was like, I think I figured it out involuntarily. Like I was really just like staying on top of my stuff at the beginning, and then at the end of the semester I wasn't stressed, and everybody was like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, baby girl, I don't need to be stressed because I did what needed to be done. So until midterms, once you get past midterms, just kind of like you can chill. It's kind of smooth sailing after that. So my fourth tip would be to set goals. So basically, for example, my goal going into college, like altogether, my goal was to get a 4.0, graduate with a 4.0. Like that means all A's every single semester. So that really just mapped out, like, for me, like, okay, so I realized what I have to do. I have to get an A in every single class. It's really not easy. I'm telling you, it's not. But I did it. You know, I did it both semesters. And so that really, for me, setting the bar so high, really, I was just like, okay, I can do it, and just working towards that goal. So let's say your goal is, okay, you're taking U.S. history from Reconstruction until now. Basically, you're like,
okay, I'm really not good at history. Let me make sure I get a B in this class. You know, gotta keep my GPA up.
so you're like, okay, let me get a B in this class. When you get your syllabus, I'm telling you now, when you get your syllabus, like, look at every single assignment and how much each is worth in the final grade. As each assignment is worth a certain amount of points, and all the points add up to 1,000. So you can go in at the beginning of the semester and figure out what exactly you need on every single assignment to get a B in the class. Like, literally go Google grade calculator, and you'll figure out like exactly what you need in that class. And I feel like goal setting really, like, if you stay disciplined with it, it really is really helpful. So my 5th tip is going to be figure out how you study, like how you study personally, and only you. It's going to be different from person to person. You know, there's a lot of videos on YouTube to help you get an idea of how you might like to study and how it might be helpful for you. But everybody learns differently. Like, things will stick in your mind different from how things will stick into my mind. So me personally, I have to take handwritten notes. Some people can type their notes. I cannot. It will vary from class to class, which is an important thing to realize. So everything will vary from professor to professor, from assignment to assignment, like from test to test, quiz to quiz, like class to class, subject to subject. So what I mean by that is, like, you're not going to study usually the same way that you would for math as you would for history. But like I said, from professor to professor, I had one history professor whose questions were like really surface level, and like you really didn't even have, we didn't have a textbook anyway, but you really barely even had to go over notes. Like, if you showed up to class, you would pass his test. I had another professor where that was another history professor was totally the opposite. His questions were like straight from the textbook, but I'm talking like you need to have read the textbook like twice and really like be like, okay, boom. Like, so then that's when I realized, okay, for this class I have to do outlines of the textbook. Like, it's trial and error, which I think is a good tip too. So figure, like, the first test might be iffy and you might not do that great on it because you really don't know that professor yet. You really sometimes don't even know how you study yet, because a lot of people in high school didn't study and did the bare minimum and did great, or did the bare minimum and graduated, and that's what you needed to do. A lot of people tell me C's get degrees, and I will agree with you on that. C's do get degrees, but that's not what I want. Figure out how you work, boo, and do you. That's literally all I can tell you. My 6th tip would be to skip class in moderation. I'm gonna tell you this now. Everybody skips class. I'm telling y'all, them back to school parties, everything, people gonna be skipping. Why did I say it like that? People are going to be skipping. So, I mean, it's easy to look at people skipping and be like, wow, I want to skip class too. Coming to college, it's like nobody's staying on you about going to class. Nobody's staying on you about turning your assignments. Like, everything is on you. Like, you're grown now. But let me tell you, once you start to skip, it becomes a habit. Like, it really does. It's not cute. I'm not gonna sit here and say I've never skipped class. I've skipped almost every single class I've taken at least once, and it be like that. It really does. There are good reasons to skip class and there are bad reasons to skip class. I would say, like, an example of a good reason to skip a class would be, like, you know you're doing well in, let's say, English, and you skip class to study for science because you're kind of failing science. Sometimes you have to do that, and sometimes I feel like you need to use your discretion on when you need to skip class. A bad reason to skip class, which I've done before, I think I skipped class to go to Waffle House once. But the thing is, I had a 100 in that class. I really had a perfect score. So, you know, that was my discretion. I was hungry. I wanted a waffle, so I went to Waffle House. and then I ace the next test. So I wouldn't skip for like I wouldn't skip any class unless I could totally help it for like the first month. Because like I said, it becomes a habit a lot, and attendance will vary. Like whether attendance matters will vary from class to class, from professor to professor. But you really need to don't do too much. Skip in moderation. Use your discretion on when you should and should not skip class. My 7th tip is more social than academic, but be friendly. Be friendly. Like the first day of class when you picking out your seat, whoever you sit next to, be nice to them. You're gonna need people to go eat with. You're gonna need people to study with. When you meet people, ask them for like Snapchat or Instagram, Twitter or something. Make friends. Like, I really don't know how else to put it. Like, for me, it wasn't easy. I'm not gonna lie. But like, I wouldn't say try too hard because that's kind of weird. But you know, just be friendly. I feel like if you bring yourself, like, that will come to you. Number 8 is for my people who get student loans. Okay? Do not blow your refund money. Just don't. I'm telling you this because I've seen it happen firsthand. Do not blow that money. Whether you're getting like $200 in refund money or $4,000. Don't do it. Once you get your refund money, do what you need to do. If you pay housing, if you need to buy a meal plan, if you need to buy books, do what you need to do. You need to buy a laptop or something, do that. But do not go get a new wardrobe. Get off Fashion Nova now. Stop. Get off. Do what you need to do. It's gonna come a time where you want Chipotle and you can only get a 4 for $4, okay? There's gonna be a time where you want a 4 for $4, you can only go to the dining hall. And that's really it, I'm telling you. So I would say be wise with it. Put it in an account. Sometimes put it in an account where it's harder to get to. Put it in savings. Use it as a rainy day thing. Okay, so my 9th tip would be there's free stuff everywhere. Clubs and organizations will be like all around campus, especially during like the week of welcome or whatever, trying to like recruit people or get people to come to the club, and they'll pass out cups and t-shirts and all kinds of stuff. Like get your free stuff. And that's how they get people to come to stuff. When stuff is free, that's when people come. I'm telling you. But it's not just that kind of free stuff. There's also stuff that's not really free, but it's like stuff you pay for and that a lot of people don't even realize. Like, I'm paying for this, I should be able to use this. So like, I'm talking like your gym, your rec center, like yoga classes. And then like a lot of times, I know KSU has free therapy. As long as you're a student, you get free therapy at KSU. And I'm sure a lot of other universities do as well. So just find out what it is. That's another way you can make friends, by going to these things, by going to club meetings and organizations and stuff. So my 10th tip, which I think is arguably one of the most important, is to take care of yourself. You take care of yourself, please. You're the most important thing in this whole situation, in this whole college journey, whatever it is. You're the most important. Okay, like your grades matter, yes. Financial aid, food, rent, all this stuff matters, but you matter the most. You and how you feel, your well-being, your mental state, your physical state, like all that matters more than the grades you're getting. Like, I feel like a lot of people need to realize this is a transitional time. Like, this is like everything around you is changing pretty much. And it's a time for you to learn who you are, learn who your friends are. You're figuring out a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff is different. A lot of stuff is changing, and so are you. So just take care of yourself, because without you, then what are we gonna do? What is the world gonna do? When I say you're the most important thing in this situation, this whole college journey, it's you. We're not talking about this or this. We're talking about this.
We're not talking about this or this. We're talking about this.
You matter. Okay, so I would say don't get stressed out over classes. Don't get it to the point where you're crying. Don't get stressed out over anybody, relationships, friendships. really anything. I know I said 10 tips, but like this is just an extra one to sprinkle on there. You're doing your best, and that's all that matters. That's literally it. I say as long as you feel like you're doing your best, that's really all that matters. Because, like I said, you're the most important part of this whole situation. So, thank you guys for watching my video. I really don't know what to say at this point. Make sure you like and comment and subscribe. Share it with somebody else if you felt like it was helpful. Good luck to everybody who's going to be starting school in the next couple weeks. I know a lot of people who already have started school, so I'm sorry I'm late. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Good luck to everyone. Not that you're gonna need it, because you're gonna do great. Okay, boo? You're gonna do amazing.